Hey, hey, looks like we're back. All right. It also looks like my FPS is very low tonight. I need to spend some time looking at my settings, but that's time I should spend not on stream. Anyway, howdy, hello, what's up? About to start session 2 of the journey through Fairhaven. It is a solo campaign designed to take you from level 0 up to whatever you make it through. I am currently uh, just found out that I am going the route of the paladin. Um, Look at my character sheet here. I'm an elf class. I need to fill that in. So I got class paladin done with my character Cobb Aru. Um, yeah, I took a note. Let's check out my notes. Where did I start? On the 26th, 46/1 is my starting point. Let's check it out. All right, we'll start here. I want it to be single page. Why doesn't it save my settings? Single page. Um, I want continuous so you can read it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let me confirm everything else here. I'm going to post this out a couple more places, and then we'll get started. Oh, definitely here. All right, I think we're good to go. Um, so last we left, we went to town to see whether or not we were going to become a wizard or a magic user or a uh, more martial style character. I went to the magic direction because I thought I'd be doing magic. Oh, here it comes. Whew, there's the yawn. Thought we were doing magic. That didn't work out. Or thought I was going to try to become a druid because I haven't played a druid yet. I rolled poorly, so I ended up rolling again as for a paladin. Uh, I made it as a paladin, and now, but on our way to that training, we actually ran into a group of jerks, I believe is the technical term, bullies beating up on the local merchant or traveling merchant, and we beat them up. We beat up the leader of them, and he ran away. And he said he'll be back. So that's a little concerning. But what's the worst that could happen? All right. With that, let's. Uh, I trained and I came home and slept through the night. Had a weird dream about an empty. I believe it was like an empty town and this being walking through the town. Um, and that's where we wake up. You are covered in a cold sweat as you jerk awake, gasping for breath. The remnants of the dream or vision play out in the echoes of your mind. A series of fragmented images, sounds, and sensations. Was it just a nightmare? Or a premonition of events yet to come? You find yourself sitting up in bed, your heart racing. The scenes from the dream were so vivid, so real. It's disturbing, and you struggle to make sense of it. Despite the restlessness caused by the dream, a new day begins, and with it, the continuation of your chosen training. You find comfort in the routine of the next few weeks, using it as a distraction from the haunting images that have disturbed your sleep. And I dreamed with Alec here, I'm pretty sure. Nope, can't be doing this. Hold on, energy. Okay, so we go to 48-2. Over the next few weeks of your studies with Alec here, you learn about glyphs that amplify magical energies and understand their importance in spellcasting. Alec here also teaches you the balance between mind and spirit that is essential to controlling magic. As you reflect on your journey, you come to appreciate the complexity and potential of magic. Alec here, who embodies wisdom, emphasizes that magic transcends personal gain and should be used for the greater good. He points out the importance of community involvement. Your next, your next steps, he says, are to help others, to connect with the community, and to teach responsibility. For your first task, he instructs you to help. For your first task, he instructs you to help an elderly farmer with a scar on his left cheek and two other community members in the marketplace. This, he explains, is the true essence of magic, impacting lives and creating bonds. 51-1. You follow the instructions and quickly find someone who matches the description you were given. The desperate farmer introduces himself as Edric. Eodric, maybe. Eodric? Edric. I think it's Edric. He's a stocky man with sun-worn skin, and a perpetually furrowed brow. Edric explains that some of his farm animals have been disappearing over the past few weeks. Every other day, he wakes up to find one or two missing, with faint tracks leading away from the pen. There's also a strange mark, a crude symbol, left at the scene. He gives you a rough map showing the location of his farm and the general direction of the tracks he's seen. Determined, you set out to follow these tracks, hoping to solve the mystery. Should we ask around the village for more information, or travel to Edric's farm and inspect the scene? I think we'd go to the farm. We gotta stop. Oh shoot. Is it 55-1? 55-1. Upon reaching Edric's farm, the signs of distress are evident. The fencing around the cattle pen has been tampered with, and the tracks Edric mentioned are clear on the ground. Are clear are clear and on the ground. Some are clearly human, others look more like those of a beast. As you inspect the area, you notice the peculiar symbol Edric mentioned. It's hastily drawn with some chalky substance and resembled a clawed hand grasping a crescent moon. Okay. Do we set up a trap at the farm for the thieves' return tonight, or we venture deeper into the woods following the tracks? Hmm. Kind of squishy. I use my brain more than I use my brawn. So I think I would try to set up a trap. I apologize, everybody. I'm just yawning like crazy. All right, 56-1. With Edric's help, you set up a trap using a cowbell to alert you of any intruders. Night falls, and the waiting game begins. Hours pass, and the cowbell suddenly jingles. Two shadowy figures approach the table. Uh, I didn't mark my long rest, so let's make sure that that's good. Um, long rest. All right. Uh, do I spring the trap immediately or wait to identify the thieves? Um, I feel like I would wait because it's me. I'm trying to think. I'm being patient. You remain patient as the fast figure enters the trap and recognize him. It's someone from the village. It must be Jorik. The second figure is much more heavily armed. You let a few more moments pass and spring the trap as the unknown enters. Snap! Ropes spring up from the ground and entangle the second figure. Jorik jumps, throwing his weapon to the ground and holding up his hands. I didn't mean to do that. Please don't hurt me. 56-5. With the two bandits in custody, they quickly give up the location of the stolen cattle and all animals are safely returned to Adric. Tomorrow, there will be a public trial in front of the village. 57-1. The atmosphere in the village square grows increasingly tense as the villagers gather, murmurs of discontent and disbelief filling the air. Boris, Fairhaven's steadfast alderman, raises his hand to call for silence. The crowd settles down as Bjornsson leads Jorik and his accomplice, Tommen, onto the square. Jorik takes a deep breath and braces himself. I don't deny the wrong I've done, he begins, his voice shaky but sincere. But I want you all to understand why. He meets the villagers' eyes one by one. You have all found your place in this village. Whether it's fishing, or farming, blacksmithing, you all have a way to contribute, to be part of this community. But me, I've tried. I really have. I've never been good at anything. Every day I felt more and more like an outcast, like I didn't belong. It all started that day at the tavern. It all started that day at the tavern, when I was drunkenly yelling at some of you. His eyes swooped over the crowd. I was at my lowest, and that's when Tommen approached me, saw an opportunity in my resentment, and took advantage of it. He offered me a way out, a way to prove myself. But I see how misguided I was. Tommen, for his part, remains silent. Bjornsson steps up. As for this individual, he points at Tommen. He gave away nothing during questioning. He even left some occult marks on the scene of the crime. Boris, addressing you, says, your actions have brought us to this juncture, so the village respects your judgment. What do you think of Jorik's confession? Oh, jeez. Uh, support Jorg's plea, emphasizing that he acted out of desperation and was manipulated by Tommen, suggests that perhaps with guidance he could find his rightful place in the village. Continue 51. Or expect, express skepticism about Jorg's plea, maintaining that his actions endangered the village, and that he was lucky that no one got hurt. Personal hardship does not excuse criminal behavior. Continue to 58-2. Hmm. I think the guidance thing seems more me. I'm a paladin after all. 58-1. While Jorik's action hurts the village, the while Jorik's action hurt the village, the pain behind his decisions is evident, and many recognize that desperate circumstances can lead even the best of people astray. I gain 1 morality point. Woohoo! Boop-a-doo. Back to 0. After hearing your words of support, the villagers murmur among themselves, many nodding in understanding. Bors addresses the gathering. It is clear to Jorik that Jorik was manipulated and exploited by Tommen. We cannot forget his misdeeds, but neither can we turn our backs on one of our own. Jorik will be given a chance to atone, to find his place among us, and to regain the trust he's lost. Turning to Tommen, Boris's demeanor hardens. As for you, Tommen, you are hereby banished from Fairhaven. If you ever return or threaten our people again, know that the punishment will be severe. Tommen, despite his situation, just smirks. Very well, he sneers. But remember, it was your own people who let me in. With that, he's escorted out of the village, his fate uncertain. As the villagers begin to disperse, many approach Jorik, offering words of comfort or even opportunities to work and learn. It seems that he may finally find his place in the community. I mean, that sounds like I did something right. Check that off the list. As the dust settles from the public trial, you notice Edric approaching you, a grateful expression on his weathered face. The backdrop of the village square provides a fitting setting for this moment. As villagers go about their business, some casting appreciative glances in your direction. Well done, Edric begins, his voice firm. Your actions not only ensured the return of my cattle, but also helped to preserve the harmony of this village. You may not realize it, but these cattle are essential to our survival. Without them, many would struggle to get by. Uh, Edric reaches into a pouch at his belt and pulls out a small bag that jingles with the promise of gold. You have more than earned this. Please, take it as a token of my gratitude. He holds out the pouch. However, with a thoughtful expression, he offers an alternative. Or, if you prefer, I have this. From inside his cloak, Edric reveals a finely crafted compass. The face is detailed, and there are tiny inscriptions around the edges. This compass has been in my family for generations. It is a knack for guiding its owner, not just in direction, but in directions. It's subtle, but is often given me clarity in moments of doubt. Oh man, do I take the compass or the coinage? I'm gonna go for the compass. Edric smiles warmly. A heart-driven choice, he remarks, handing you the heirloom compass. Its intricately designed metal surface extrudes a faint magical aura and is cool to the touch. This compass has guided my family through many decisions, he says nostalgically. It subtly points the way when most needed. You feel the heirloom's significant weight and nod appreciatively. Use it wisely, Edric suggests. May it be as faithful to you as it was to me. With the compass now in your possession, you ready yourself to resume your journey, comforted by its potential guidance. All right, add the compass. 58 in the bestiary. Oh, it's a wondrous item. All right, copy. Inventory. Equipment. Other possessions. Name. What's the type? Is this the wondrous? I'll go with a tool. No, okay, so just basic. It's basic. I have one unit weight. Does it say how much it weighs? Does not. All right. Copy this whole thing. Then we'll read it after it's in the sheet. Okay, done. Let's print it. Does it not automatically print to this? It does not. All right. It's good to know. Wondrous item. It's uncommon. And that's hard to read even for me. The Anort brass Ooh. The Anort brass compass, once owned by Edric the farmer, possesses a peculiar magic. Its needle, rather than pointing true north, seems to align itself to the user's inner instincts, guiding them when in doubt. Guided decision. Once per day, when you are about to make an ability check, you can choose to focus on the compass for a brief moment. As you do, the compass needle spins rapidly before settling, filling you with a sense of clarity. You gain the benefits of a guidance cantrip for the check. Add a D4 to your roll. That's not bad. Uh, and you're about to make right before, so I have to do it before I make the check. Okay. True North, although primarily used for its magical property, the compass can be calibrated to point true north. Takes a short rest and a successful DC-10 intelligence arcana check. Okie doke. So I need to get smarter. Let's look here. I want to see if there's a way to improve the text for this. Nope, that's not the one. Just change the quantity to 0. Does that get rid of it? No. Advanced. Is that remove item? Okay. Let's edit. Can I do? No. Oops. What about like? See if that helps. Oh, it does. Beautiful. So we're going to give this single. Give this double. I hit done. And we're going to look at it. Drop down. Oh, it'd be best if I do it this way. Print it out again. Wondrous item, uncommon, italicized, perfect. All right. Add the compass to my inventory. Go to 60/1. As the sun sets and casts a warm glow over Fairhaven, you reflect on the day's event. The judgment of Jork and Tommen. As you enter your home, the aroma of a hearty meal greets you. Oh, another meal made by Mama? Oof, so good. Ah, there you are. It was exciting at the gathering, wasn't it? Your father remarks, looking up at from his seat. Yeah, you agree, remembering the tension and determination. It wasn't easy judging Jork. Your mother nods, understanding in her eyes, but necessary. Fairhaven relies on such justice. It must have been hard to make a decision. I want you to know how proud I am. Dinner is a time of shared reflection and familial warmth, filling you with a sense of belonging and pride. Later, in your room, the comfortable bed contrasts with the serious decisions of the day. Tomorrow offers more opportunities to shape Fairhaven, but tonight, sleep provides the rest you need and strengthens you for the days ahead. Oh, back up to 50. A restful night in your own bed does wonders. Fully restored after this long rest, all HP and features restored. You're ready to take on the next day. The early morning bustle of the marketplace greets you with familiar sights and sounds. Marcus, the local merchant, gestures from his stall. His array of good, his array of goods, from the practical to the peculiar, awaits your perusal. Uh, You can now check out Marcus's merchandise. See page 18 in the bestiary. Oh. Let's check out Marcus's wares. Um, Torch. I don't have any monies. Unless I started with some. I don't know. Did I start with some money? Wait. I have 5 silver. Right. Okay. Back to 18. Can't get it. I could get 3 torches. I could get a firefly in a glass. I don't need the light cantrip. I don't need a torch. Oil for a flask. Is an 5 feet, or throw it up to 20 feet, shattering it on impact. Make a ranged attack against a target, creature, or object. On a hit, the target is covered in oil. Fire damage does. If the target takes any fire damage before the oil dries, target takes an additional 5 damage from the burning oil. Yeah. Map. Advantage on nature and survival checks in the surrounding lands of Fairhaven. Ooh. I kind of want a map. That's the only thing I think I need at this point. Yeah, I'm going to get a map. Character sheet. Alright. It's a map, it's a map, it's a map, it's a map. Basic item, it weighs practically nothing, but it gives me advantage on nature and survival checks in surrounding lands of Fairhaven. Paste, and subtract a silver. Okay. The marketplace is alive with neighbors and friends, all intertwined in the daily dance of village life. Among them, you spot several faces that could use an extra pair of hands. With the day's full potential ahead, it's time to decide where you're needed most. Alright, so I've got 4 options. Yep, 4 options to go help. And nobody here to help me make these options. Alright. First off, a frustrated miller stands beside a model of the village's water mill, explaining to onlookers that a crucial component has broken. Or in one corner of the marketplace, you see Marcus, the traveling merchant known for his colorful personality and wares. But he looks troubled today. I mean, his usually vibrant stall lacks the regular assortment of potions, staple items of his shop. A worried mother talks loudly to a neighbor about her children. She says they have gone to play in the woods. Perhaps you can help the children to find their way back to their mother. Or a cluster of villagers gather around a storyteller who speaks of eerie lights and ghostly apparitions haunting the nearby cemetery. Many are skeptical, but the fear in some eyes is evident. They hope for someone brave enough to investigate these unsettling tales. Ugh. I think I want to talk to Marcus because he's a character that we've already met, and he could give us more health potions potentially. So we're gonna go 64-2 first. And I'm thinking that ghost one might be good too. Though the mother of their children is 64-2 to start. As you approach Marcus, the aroma of freshly baked bread and autumnal spices mingle with the crisp air. Around him, you find a sizable crowd gathered around a table, laden with various wares, from trinkets to potions. The table is part of a merchant's stall, and at its center stands Marcus, the traveling merchant you recognize from your encounter in the alleyway. He's well known in the village for his exotic goods and magical potions. His voice, tinged with exasperation, carries over the crowd. Look, last time I was here, I could buy herbs to exchange for potions in Brightshine. A burly villager speaks up. We we rely on your potions, Marcus. Burly, excuse me. We rely on your potions, Marcus. He looks over at you briefly and adds, I know our herbalist is still here, but if it has to be quick, nothing beats a potion. Your gut tells you this could be another opportunity to help the community. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore him. Now we're gonna go help step up to Marcus. Continue on. 64-1. You push your way through the crowd and step up to Marcus's makeshift counter. You can see a well-stocked shelf with all sorts of things you need in everyday life. But the stand with the potions is empty, except for a few blue and green ones. Marcus looks up and speaks to you. Ah, you've again arrived at a fortuitous time, he says, somewhat relieved. I could use your help. As you know, my healing potions are one of the few magical healing sources in your village. However, your mother hasn't been able to sell me the ingredients I need for some time now. Marcus eyes you with a hint of hope as he starts describing the problem. Your mother wouldn't tell me the reason for the missing herbs, but maybe you have a better chance. And if you can help me bring potions back to your village, you will of course be rewarded. You hurry back home and find your mother grinding some herbs on a bench in front of your home. Hello, my dear. You seem to be in a hurry. Is there anything you need? You explain the situation to her. Yes, yes, I'm aware, but you know that Sarah's father has been missing for a few days. He regularly brought me worm root, which is needed for the healing potions. But you know, the last time he brought me some, he mentioned two places where it grows. The Cliffs of Woe, a precarious place filled with razor-sharp rocks. And the second location are the swamps, known for their unpleasant wildlife. If you want to go there, take take care of yourself. I'd prefer if you didn't go, but you're old enough. I'll have to let you go at some point. It's not a healthy relationship. Your mother gives you a detailed description of the leaves of the plant before she sends you off. Oh man, do I risk the cliffs, the swamps? I'm going to go to the swamp. 67-2. You leave the village to the south, heading toward the thick swamps. There's swamps south. Okay. A chorus of frogs greets you as you venture deeper, and the air grows thick with moisture and the smell of decaying leaves. Muddy ground gives way to standing water, and you find yourself picking your way cautiously along narrow pathways of higher ground. Aha! Survival or nature? I'm at advantage because I got my map. Um, Survival or nature? Survival's a -1, nature's a -1. Go survival, at advantage, roll, baby. 16. What did I have to beat? A DC 8. Yeah, I mean, 67 3 if successful, yeah. Your eyes catch a unique sheen of the herb your mother described, poking out of the muddy water near the base of a twisted tree. It releases mild fragrance that mixes with the earthy aroma around you, cutting through the pungent swamp smells. Carefully, you step toward the herb and your feet sinking slightly in the soft ground as you go. You manage to pick it without disrupting the fragile ecosystem around it. 67-1. You return to your mother, wormroot in hand. Her face lights up when she sees you. Wonderful! You are back! Let me quickly check the roots for rot before you bring them to Marcus. Your mother goes into her room for a moment and returns shortly afterwards. She has a few other plants with her and sends you to Marcus with everything. Keep keep Marcus's money for the delivery. You've earned it. I walked to the swamp. Okay. Marcus smiles in relief when you get back to his shop. As promised, there's your reward. As promised, here's your reward. He hands you a small satchel. Inside, you find a small silvery bell. This is a timely bell, a very clever little thing. It has a magical property to sense when its owner is running late for a scheduled meeting or an event. Hold it tight in your hand. Think about the event and say the magic words in tempore. Oh, and here is the usual price for the roots. Bestiary 58 for the bell. 58. Isn't that what the other one was? Yep. Timely bell. Alright, copy. Inventory. We can close that out. Add an item. Timely bell. Alright. This small ornate bell has intricate designs etched into its surface. A faint magical aura surrounds it, and the bell gives off a soft, clear chime that only the owner can hear. Well, that's not annoying. Okay. This bell has the magical property to sense when its owner is running late for a scheduled meeting or an important event that the owner is aware of. When such an occasion arises, the bell emits a gentle tingling sound that only the owner can hear. The bell can detect lateness for events within a 1 mile radius and gives a warning 10 minutes before. Activation word. You can set an activation word in tempore for the bell to remind you of any event, even if it's not a formal appointment. Saying the activation word aloud while holding the bell programs it for that special event. Daily limit. Can only ring three separate events per day. Once it has altered the owner of uh, Once it has alerted the owner of three events, it will not function again until the next dawn. Cool. Okay. Then I add, you get 14 silver. All right, 14 more silver. Bring me to 28, 18, not 28. I can do math. Return to 51. 50/1. All right. I'm worried about the children in the woods, but I'm intrigued. As I would be thinking as a paladin, I need to go look at this cemetery. And these cluster of villagers gathered around a storyteller who speaks of eerie lights and ghostly apparitions haunting the nearby cemetery. Many are skeptical, but the fear in some eyes is evident. They hope for someone brave enough to investigate these unsettling tales. 76-1. As you meander through the marketplace, a crowd draws your attention. They've clustered around a storyteller whose deep voice resonates through the air. He speaks of mysterious lights and haunting apparitions at the nearby cemetery. Although many faces in the crowd show skepticism, you notice a few whose eyes are tinged with apprehension. I'm going to learn more. 76-2. As you navigate the bustling crowd, the storyteller catches your eye and beckons you closer with a knowing nod, lowering his voice. Excuse me. Lowering his voice, he weaves a tale of the local cemetery, once a place of peace, now disturbed by unsettling phenomena. Phenomena. The Wailing Widow, he whispers, a legend come alive in eerie lights and whispered voices that chill your spine. He paints a vivid picture of villagers too frightened to tread past the cemetery come dusk, their pockets weighed down with salt to ward off malevolent spirits. An ancient place, he murmurs, guarded by a riddle and marked with inscriptions of a bygone civilization. As the storyteller locks eyes with you, a sense of urgency fills the air. Solving this mystery, he says, could save our community's heart. His monologue draws you in, a call to action veiled in the mystery of the ages and the silent tale of the departed. Are you ready to uncover the truth hidden within the shadows of history? Yeah. The narrator's words are still echoing in your head as you make your way to the old cemetery. which he has described to you in detail. The path is well trodden, but narrow, and tall grass flanks both sides. The walk here was long, and the sun soon disappears behind the trees. There you see the cemetery as you stride over to the dome of a hill. A light wind picks up, uh, and the distant howl of a wolf sends a shiver down your spine. First you reach a rusty iron gate whose bars look as if they have been bent by a giant hand. Next to it, you discover a small inscription: Alive without breath, as cold as death, never thirsty, ever drinking, all in mail, never clinking. The Wailing Widow. Athletic check to ignore the riddle and climb over the wall. Oh, that's a riddle. Do I know the answer? Alive without breath, as cold as death. Never thirsty, ever drinking. All in mail, never clinking. Alive without breath, as cold as death. Never thirsty, but always drinking. All in mail, it's never clinking. I'm going to try to make an intelligence check. Just intelligence, or was it just a straight intelligence? With my 9. Normal roll. Roll it. Oh, fail. I want to know the riddle. Uh, Make a DC intelligence check attempting to solve the riddle. Continue on 78. If not, continue on 78.5. I failed. I want to know the riddle, though. Oh, I'm on 78.5. You think about it for a few minutes, but you can't think of anything useful. Then you have no choice but to climb over the wall. Return to 77.1. All right. 77.1. Alive without breath. As cold as death. Never thirsty, but always drink. It's that? It's a fish. I saw it on the other page. I'm not going to pretend. DC 5 athletics check. Okay, let's see if I can do a DC 5. 7. Phew. Barely do it, but I make it. 77 2. Puzzles have never been your strong point. You decide to climb over the wall. It's not that high. The large cracks in the wall make it easy, and you quickly find yourself at the top. As you climb off the wall on the other side, you reach the ground. The air around you seems to have gotten a little darker and colder. 78 1. Struggling against the oppressive atmosphere, you make your way through the overgrown thorns and weeds leading to the mausoleum. With great effort, you reach the door. The door is slightly ajar, and the atmosphere inside is stuffy as you enter. The crypt is bare, except for ominous inscriptions that you have never seen before. At the bottom of the stairs, you see a glow. It seems to be coming from an open tomb. The air down here is even more muggy. Decide that it's too risky and leave? No. 78 3. You muster all your courage and step forward to close the tomb. As soon as you do, a whoosh of air sweeps through the mausoleum, extinguishing the malevolent glow. The atmosphere lightens immediately, but the relief is short-lived. The crypt door slams shut behind you, locking you in. A soft voice whispers in your ear, "He who trusts only in muscles is a fool. The mind is a better tool. I'll give you one more try. Maybe this time you are sly." Make an athletics try, force the door open. If not, succeed. If you succeed, continue there. If not, continue there. Or listen to the whisper. I'm going to listen because I'm scrawny. You stay in motion and wait for the voice. Somewhat soothed, the voice whispers in your ear, "A father's child, a mother's child, yet no one's son. Who am I? A daughter?" 80/3. You think about it for a moment. Of course, it's the daughter. You call out happily. "Correct!" the voice calls back joyfully. "At least you've solved this one." The voice continues. "You may not have solved the riddle at the gate, but do you fancy a little date? Please take my favorite book and show me the world. I just want a little look and a little word." You hesitate, a little startled, but the voice is really friendly and welcoming. Do you take the book, or do you leave the book behind and make run for it? "Oh, I am taking the book." "Thank you so much. It's so boring here in this tomb. Someone finally frees me." The voice whispers softly in your ear. With the book in your hand, you make your way back to the village. The crowd around the storyteller is even bigger now. You show them the book and explain the situation. Their faces relax, and the storyteller thanks you and admits that the real story was far less dramatic than the one he told. "Here are a few more coins for your courage, and for making people believe me," says the storyteller and hands you a small pouch. "Gain 10 silver. Sweet." Now I'm at 28. All right. As you come home and examine the book with your mother, it turns out to be a fairy tale book with a little touch of magic attached to it that radiates peace and goodwill. Add the Tales of the Colorful Valley from page 62 in the bestiary to your inventory. This beautifully illustrated book contains tales of a mystical valley full of vibrant landscapes and fascinating creatures. After spending 1 minute reading a passage from the book, you feel a surge of inspiration. Once per day, after reading, you gain advantage on your next skill check. Okay. Not really a combat thing because of that minute. But if I'm about to do something, I can just sit down and be like, all right, I need to clear my mind. Let me read a little bit out of this book. All right, makes sense. All right. Return to 51, 50/1. Okay, I've done two. Feed to 81/1. Oh, that's cool, because then there's 4 different items you can get depending on which ones you do. As you walk through the streets of the village, as you have done for the last few days, you notice a change. The bent backs of the elders straighten a little when they see you, and the previously stern expressions of the merchants turn into appreciative, an appreciative nod or even a small smile. Children who used to avoid you now gather around you with a mixture of curiosity and awe in their eyes. Yes, yes, yes. The atmosphere around you has changed. Gone are the days when you were just a teenager. Today, you are once again looking for someone to help in the marketplace. But this time, everything is peaceful. As you look around, Marcus, the traveling merchant, waves to you. Hey! You go over to him, he greets you warmly, and offers you the first selection from his latest range of special goods. I'm sure I can make a special price for a village hero, he says with a wink. Go to page 18 of the bestiary. It's the same page, though. We're not in chapter 2. Oh, from 81:1. Oh, potions of healing. Yeah, I can't afford that. Uh, hmm. No, I don't need anything else right now. If there's nothing to do here, if there's nothing to do here, you decide to go to your mentor and ask him about the next steps. As you make your way, as you make your way downtown to the training grounds, you can't help but rejoice in your newfound respect. Until now, you were just one of the kids in the village and were treated like one. But you must have made an impression with the last with your lastest tasks. That's a spelling error. Latest tasks. It's good to see that your efforts have made a difference in the village. You arrive at your usual training location faster than usual. The good feeling has probably spurred you on. 83-1. Back to Alec here. You rush up to the last few steps of Alakir's tower, the atmosphere of ancient knowledge and magic now familiar to you. As always, Alakir is sitting at his desk. He looks up at you. He looks up as you enter and comes towards you. He begins to speak with an unusual ease. That was quicker than I expected. In just a few days you have made a significant contribution to our village, and shown that you are ready for the next phase of your journey, he affirms, placing his hand on your shoulder appreciatively. If you successfully completed at least one quest from the people in the village, read on here. I did. No big deal. He continues. Throughout your training, you have stood out as one of my most talented apprentices, surpassing even your mother's achievements. I hope that you will continue on the right path and continue to study the arcane arts. He pauses and lets his words sink in. But we'll get to that another time. Take today off to relax and look forward to the day ahead. But just a moment, he says, before walking quickly to his desk. Alakir opens the top drawer and you see him pull out a small pouch, which he approaches you with. I'm giving all of my esteemed students, a parting gift to help them start their journey. Pouch of sneezing. A 57. A pouch of sneezing. I'm guessing it's sneezing powder or something. A +2. Quick battle rolls. Resembles a very fine sand. There is enough of it for 4 uses. When you use an action to throw a handful of the dust into the air, each creature that needs to breathe within 15 feet of you must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw or become unable to breathe while sneezing uncontrollably. It's pepper. A creature affected in this way is incapacitated. As long as it is conscious, a creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on it on success. The lesser restoration spell can also end the effect on a creature. That's cool. Let's add a pouch of sneezing. Pouch of sneezing. 4. Uh, copy. Pasta. Add italicized. Perfect. Thank you, Alec. Thank you, You thank Alec here for his honest words and make your way home. Just a few more days and you'll officially be an adult, a fully fledged member of the village. What will you do first? Maybe you'll become a healer like your mother, or a magical merchant like Alec here. You could also visit one or two larger cities first. It never hurts to broaden your horizons. 84-1. Your mentor's speech is still ringing in your head as you head home. It's hard to imagine that your basic training will be over soon. You've gotten so used to the routine, but of course you're also looking forward to new things. To think about it all in private, you stroll past the forest on the outskirts of Fairhaven and let your mind wander. The fresh forest air feels good, and who knows, maybe you will leave here soon. Lost in thought, you notice the faint hissing in the air. Something is coming at you from behind. Oh dear. Pocket sand. What was it? A dexterity save? I don't have any kind of advantage on dexterity, I don't think. I don't need it. You roll instinctively to the side, and not a second too late, a metal arrow flashes over where you stood. You hear a sudden rustle in the bushes, and out steps a rugged man, clad in blood-smeared leather armor and armed to the teeth. It's Tommen, the man you had a hand in expelling from the village. His eyes are filled with rage, and he holds a dagger in his hand. Already wounded, he has the look of a cornered animal. "I've finally caught you. I've been waiting for you," he sneers. "I will make you pay for what your actions did to her." To her? Uh-oh. Open the battle map way. All right. Oh, battle map. Create a page. We're going to call it way. No way. Yes, way. Way. All right. Go to my journey through Fairhaven. This can close. Like way. Switch to map. Uh, Switch to map layer. You can adjust the current page size to fit this image. Yeah. Oh, we're off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 by 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 11 by 15. Okay. Width is 11. Height is 15. Save settings. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 11 by 16. Let's try again. Oh, that. Perfect. All right. 2 and 33 is bestiary. We're not doing a quick battle. We're playing a game. 32 and 33. Tommen the Vengeful. Place your token on H6. H6, I think. 6. Yeah. And Tommen goes on K4. Bandit, I guess. Bandit would be good. Oops. So this is K4. K4. Nope. I need an actual token though. I have to. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So open the battle map. Go to the bestiary. Roll for initiative. Where is his stats? There's his stat. We're gonna flip this to 2 pages. No, I want it to be. Oh, that didn't work. Single page continuous. We're just gonna have to flip. Start grins and says, all right, initiative. Let's roll 2d20s. I'm the first, he's the second. We get, I have an 8, and my initiative is a +0, so I'm a steady 8, and he is dexterity +2. Okay, he goes first. All right. Tommen grins and says, "This will make you suffer." He uses all his movement to rush towards you and uses his poisoned blade ability. All right, poison blade. Speed 30 feet. He reaches, but he only has 10 HP. Oh, that's still a lot of HP. All right. Poison blade applies a greenish oil to his dagger. The next hit requires the target to make. So that is his action, though. So it says special action. Applies greenish oil to his dagger. The next hit requires the target to make a DC 8 con save or be poisoned until the end of their next turn. Ooh, I don't want to be poisoned. He will not surrender. That's disappointing. All right. I will go to combat. What do I have now? I have a potion of healing. Remember that. Still just a wooden stick. Ugh. Oh, my first round, I'm going to use my true strike to give me advantage on my next roll. I want to say. The next turn, you get advantage. Yeah. Oh, but I have 6 HP. That's it's 2 hits from his dagger. Oh boy. I don't think I can wait to actually. I'm gonna have to attack. Attack with my wooden stick. Oh, I already swung. But I should have done a hit. Deal some damage. Please be high. Doesn't want to roll damage. Three. Okay. -3. Um, Next attack, round 2. He says, frustration grows. He goes, "You dumb brat! You'll suffer for what you did." And he tries to attack me. Ooh, with his blade. So he rolls an attack. D20. Shoot. Uh, Shoot. Um, he hits me, does double damage. I go down. I go down. Okay. Quick battle. So do I open the battle map in the bestiary? If you win, go to page 85-1, but what if I lose? Is it game over? 86-3. Let's check 86-3. Holy crap. I'm dead. Tommen proves to be too powerful. His weapon thrust into your chest. You fall down to the ground, unable to cry for help. Darkness slowly surrounds you. Game over. All right. Well, I guess that's where the stream will end today. Looks like we'll have to start over with a new character next week. Anywho, uh, bye. Oh man, I liked Cobb.